Wow, Pisces. Oh my goodness. Look at these cards. Half of them are major arcanas. We have the beautiful high priestess, the Hierophant, and we have temperance. And then there's two eights here. We have the page of pentacles. And I'm telling you, you are going to learn something that is going to help you make a decision by the end of March. That's what I'm feeling. This is definitely very much regarding a move or travel. This is regarding school, work, or career. And this is regarding a relationship or marriage. And it could have some legal ramifications. Doesn't mean that it's like a legal battle. It could be. But I feel like it's more government related. Knowledge is key. And I feel like there are secrets going on, both positive and negative. I'm leaning more towards the positive, but there's battles. And I feel like some of the battles or a decision that you are going to be making, or you're going to gain some insight that is going to affect you and lead to that decision, or you're going to gain some insight and see it from the other perspective where you're on the other side and someone else is making the decision and it's going to affect you. But knowledge and learning something is very important. So in terms of the way I'm picking this up is school. That's where I want to start. The Page of Pentacles, this often does represent for me schooling. So this doesn't necessarily mean going back to school, but it definitely can. I'm getting higher education. Somebody's wanting to reach for something higher. This is also, could be Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. And we also have Taurus here. Temperance is Sagittarius. And then the High Priestess for me is you, Pisces, and Virgo. So what I'm getting is this. I feel like somebody is very much going back and forth in terms of what to do with either their career. Do I go back to school? Do I go for something totally different? Or you're in school and you're getting ready to graduate like to something higher. And I feel like, or you're waiting to hear a message regarding, did I get into this school? Or did I get into law school? Did I get into medical school, engineering, computer programming? It's just the list goes on and on. I feel like this is very intricate. This may even be you're waiting to hear about a job promotion within the workplace. Okay. So that's definitely one way that I'm picking it up. Now, with the 2 eights, there's changes going on. And for some of you, with this 8 here being in the challenge position, you may have it may have taken you a little bit longer to get somewhere, because it is in the challenge position. And I feel like you had to walk around a different way or a different path to get to where you are now. Now, I think some of this may have something to do, especially with the Hierophant here and the High Priestess. It may have been, this is very much traditions to me. And I feel like there may have been some expectations or traditional roles or family expectations. And I'm not saying this in a negative way, but it's different than what you saw for yourself. But you followed that path because you felt like that was the right thing to do. But now you're realizing, wait a second, I don't want to go down that path. Even though I may have to go and go in a whole different direction, you're willing to do that. So, for example, one of the things that I am picking up, especially with the high priestess, I feel that some of you, and some of this is self-avoidance, like you've been avoiding this on purpose. And I feel that some of you have some very much intuitive, psychic, maybe, mediumship abilities that you have not been wanting to see. And I feel that for some of you, and this is not going to apply to everybody, you'll know if I'm talking about you. By the end of March, or even this could go from now to Sagittarius, or even like I'm getting August, where you are going to start seeing some glimpses or some messages, and they may come in very fast. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, did that just happen? It's almost like you have abilities, and it's either maybe it's against your belief system, it's against, traditions or your customs, or it's against religion or something. And so you've almost been ignoring it, like you've turned your back on it. But I am telling you, there is going to be something. I don't know if this is tarot card reading. I don't know if this is scrying or reading tea leaves. But there is something that you are going to get such a big sign, you can no longer ignore it. And then you're going to it's almost like the proof is in the pudding. You're not going to believe it until it actually happens or you see it, and you're going to be seeing more of it. And I feel like this is a very beautiful, positive thing. Now, some of you, I feel like things in terms of this psychic ability are happening more at night. It's happening like from dusk till dawn. I don't know if it's, 3 o'clock or 5 in the morning, but things are happening more in the nighttime, and your intuitiveness is going to open more. And if you study it, it's going to really grow. So I wanted to say that. Now, for some of you, I feel like this situation could be regarding marriage, and I don't know if there's a feeling of like, I don't know if if there's a pressure or a feeling of like, I have to get married, or I have to marry a certain way, and you're just like, but that's not me. That's nothing like you're rebelling against it. There's something that you're rebelling against, or somebody's rebelling it and it's affecting you. So this may not be you rebelling, but somebody else is doing the rebelling and it's affecting you, and you may not know it, but you may find out about it. And so, for example, yes, this could be in a relationship, this could be in marriage, but I'm also picking this up very much in the workplace. So, for example, let's say all of a sudden you shoot up and, people are expecting you to go this way, kind of the more traditional or customary, like, I don't know, maybe your boss really sees that you have a gift and they want to move you up, but hey, wait a second. There's some people that have been around longer in the company that are not going to be very happy that all of a sudden you get a job promotion. That's just one example that I am referencing. But I feel that there definitely could be the beginnings of new relationships coming in, especially here with the Page of Pentacles. This, like I said earlier, is the earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. This could be new love coming in. You could be meeting somebody in the workplace that comes in new. Could also be very much that you already are in a relationship in the workplace and things are going back and forth, back and forth. Maybe it's, you're not sure what direction the relationship is going. Now, in some ways, I feel that there are very much secrets, but I'm getting this like in like the government level, that you're waiting for messages to come in to find out what direction to move in. So this may be an actual, and I'm sorry if I said this already, this may be an actual physical move. Like you are waiting, like I'm getting messages are going back and forth, back and forth. I'm feeling like these are secret messages or in the nighttime. I'm getting nighttime. And I feel like it goes from dark to a little, like things get more exposed as, March comes to a conclusion. Or maybe what you were in the dark comes to light. And there's a mediation, there's a meeting, like there's balance again. And so, because I keep getting balance, and when I get that, that could definitely be like, if this, for example, with the Hierophant, oftentimes this represents my marriage card in quite a few of my readings. And it could be that there is, with it being in reverse, somebody's going through a divorce, and maybe there's legal situations where you're going back and forth, trying to iron out, the divorce, and finally you come to an agreement, like things are 50-50, or maybe it's child custody or something like that. But I also feel that for some of you, you may be feeling a bit tired of like a relationship or situation where either somebody, if it's not you, somebody around you, like they're halfway in and they're halfway out. Like you can feel that and you're like, make up your mind. Because you're tired of this. Now you're in the phase where, let's shine light on this situation. Another thing that I feel too is that some of you very much are traveling, and this could be work related, but I feel like you're going on a spiritual journey. Like this is a travel for something, I don't know, where there's a higher vibrancy, like higher frequency. So this is very much in a spiritual travel, like meditating, but it's also like where things are very spiritual. So for example, it could be like the Vatican or, Rome or just wherever, it's spiritual for you. Feel like a spiritual connection or a sign from something higher up is going to shed light on you. So, wow, very, very strong, very powerful readings for you, Pisces, or messages, I should say. And I definitely see changes and movements, but I feel like it's uplifting. So I really hope that you have a beautiful rest of the month.